In this video, I will be showing you how to search for manual results. So in an earlier video, I described a clinic who wanted to monitor chronic pain with patients using the Pain Disability Index. So I'll show how we can search for those results. And I'll be using CDS queries. So you go to Setup, Charting Setup, and CDS Query Setup. Let's create a new query, and we will call it Pain Disability Index Score 50. So the score is 50 plus. And let's uncheck the notify and save the name. So let's start putting some criteria in here. So first, we'll establish the demographics. So we're going to want to have this for valid Alberta patients, and let's leave the default doctor blank so that we can search for the whole clinic. And we won't put any age or gender criteria. We're wanting to get a list of all patients in the clinic that have a score of 50 or over. So that's it for the first line of criteria. Now let's add a new line, and we'll have to choose lab results since the lab section was where we added these manual results. So you'll put the result type is PDI score, and we want to look for the last result only, and we're wanting to find those patients whose result was greater than or equal to 50. Now we'll do a couple of little fancy things here so that we can add more columns when we run this report. You don't have to do this, it's just a little extra that might help you use this list once it's run. So down here, I'll click Show Data, and let's choose Last Result, and then save the line. So what this will do is it will add one more column beside the other ones that will actually show you what that last result was. So I'll save this and I'll show you what that looks like. So let's run this report, and you see that besides the columns that are usually there, you also have this last result column, which is pretty handy. Maybe you pick the patients who have the higher scores to recall them first, per se. I'll add one more thing to this that would also be useful to have in that situation, because you're probably wondering, well, when did they have the score? Was it a month ago? Was it a year ago? Let's say we still want to see everybody who scores over 50. We just would like to know when that last result took place. So here's a tricky little thing to trick the system into giving you that second column as well. You have to add a new line, and we're going to make it exactly the same as the criteria that we just had. And we're going to set this as OR criteria because we're not changing anything, we just want it to show us more. So we're going to make this exactly like the other line with result type PDI score, last result only, and result value greater than or equal to 50. And then for the show data, we are going to show the last result date. So you can see that I have the original line of the valid Alberta patients, and with a PDI score greater than 50 for their last result, and show us what that result was. And then our little tricky line, where we're tricking the system into also showing us the last result date. And all of this criteria is exactly the same as the line before, so we're not changing the criteria, just adding more information to the report. So let's make sure all of these are saved. Save the search and close, and let's run the report. And now you can see that we also have last result date. So this can be helpful in managing the list once it is created.